Hockey 605 here at Joe Zueger with the Sioux Falls Ice Sports Association. Quite an event you got out here tonight.
Yeah, this is a really cool day. I was just out in the feature rink. They're having this skills competition. There's probably 6 or 8 Stampede players out there shepherding these little kids. They're banging pucks around, and it's really cool. The best part about it is obviously the benefit for Nate Wick, who's just a passionate hockey player and inspiration to a ton of kids, and helping his family out. It's just a great scene. It's got a great electricity too.
You know, it's been really fun watching what's going on around Sioux Falls for Nate's benefit. I mean, the hockey people aren't the only people jumping in, but I don't think there's been an event this big around Sioux Falls for this.
Yeah, you know, it's a way of life. Obviously, the sport is, and relationships are made, and it is a family, and there's no question about it. And everybody, I think, who's gone through it has said my hockey friends are a family. And this is what families do, certainly in this part of the world, to help each other out. So it's just awesome to be part of it. Tanya Cosmic and Tara Tobin just went bonkers putting this thing together, and there's a huge silent auction deal and all the rest of it. So yeah, this is a rewarding day on just about every level you could be rewarded.
You know, you've been getting rewarded right along for a lot of tremendous work. You know, just looking over my shoulder here, and you know, not a lot of families have a rink or anything named after them, and usually it's because they gave somebody a lot of money, but that's not the case. I mean, you paid and paid and paid to get this thing done, and you know, a lot of people think that was about as just a move as they possibly could have made, naming that the Zueger Leadership Ring.
Yeah, you know, there's a reason our family name is in small letters and leadership's in big letters. I mean, there's a real core value, and I think a discipline that's real critical. So I got to tell you, I wasn't a huge advocate of that deal when it first started, but the board kind of pushed for it, and it's humbling. I mean, it's really appreciated. But at the end of the day, it's about leadership, and leadership is certainly not something unique to me. So if we can send that message to kids, what it's important, why it's important to be a leader, what it's like to be a leader, and why leadership matters, you know, maybe a couple of decades from now, we can have just a bunch of great stories that are spawned off it. So it's certainly an honor. It's very humbling, and you know, we feel great about it. We have a lot to be very proud about here, as do this giant wall of people behind you and everybody who comes through the doors. So it's great.
You know, I have a feeling we're not going to have to wait 20 years. I mean, this thing, I mean, somebody earlier tonight told me that I should start getting my mail out here because I spend a little bit of time here. But, you know, this thing is a game changer. You can see it happening already.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I don't know how else to put it, but it's so different, you know, and we've been, the one thing that I think is most amazing to me is we've been running this rink for about 135 days now, you know. That's not a long time, and to see the impact that it's made in that period of time it really is spellbinding. And I was just talking to Coach Eads from the Stampede, lots of parents. You know, the common sentiment is this wouldn't have been possible without the facility. You know, we certainly didn't build the facility to do this. You know, we built it for a lot of other reasons, but now we've got the ability to do that and do all these growth-oriented things. We were so strapped with stability issues in the past, so it's really, really cool. And again, getting back to the real mission for today, which is to help the Wick family and get Nate back, you know, on his feet and in the mix out here. What could feel better? I mean, it's just crazy rewarding.
Well, I tried to get a picture of him earlier, but he was on the move, so you know, he's obviously doing great, and it's great to see him back up and rolling. And you know, obviously, he's very humbled by all the support he's seeing, as well as his family.
Yeah, and I don't know him real well personally, but I always remember him as the kid with killer hands. He's still got great hands, but it sure is great to see him back on his feet. And you know what? Giving's a lot better than receiving, and I think to see the people come together and do this on their behalf, I'm sure they're humbled, but I'm sure they're very appreciative, and there's no question about it, there isn't anybody more deserving than them. So we're just anxious to get Nate back out here. I heard he's going to do some skills competition stuff tonight, so that ought to bring some chills to some people's spines to see him doing that, and what an honor.
Well, hopefully we can get up there and get him doing that. Well, Joe, I'm going to let you go. I know you got a lot of people you need to talk to here, but really appreciate your time, and man, it's got to just feel so gratifying for you to walk in the door here every day or whenever you're here and just see what this thing is doing for the community.
Yeah, it's certainly every day, sometimes multiple times a day, but I want to thank you guys too. You know, I've said during our fundraising during this deal, even though people might not recognize Hockey 605 as mainstream media, you know, when we met you and Carol early on, the media has been insanely kind to us through this whole project, and frankly helped us, was one of the factors that helped us get it across the finish line. And you guys kind of becoming a fixture out here has just been awesome. I mean, I see the kids on YouTube sharing all their interviews and lining up trying to get a little airtime, and so it's the little things. And I know you guys started from pretty humble beginnings, but to the extent we can help you do it, it certainly is a great back and forth relationship, and part of the game changing is having you guys in the mix and getting the word out. So I just want to tell you and Carol thanks too, and we're certainly happy to have you around.
Well, it's a shovel full or two out of a dump truck load, but you know, that's our mission, and I think we're moving down the road to accomplishing it.
You bet. Awesome, Randy. Great seeing you. Thanks.